This is the disclaimer. First off, the game is in closed beta, which means that there are things that I can and can't talk about, particularly the economy. We don't have much information about it yet, so don't bother asking. Second, the game's in closed beta, which means that as you're watching this video, things in it might or might not still be relevant and or accurate. Third, I am not an employee of Horizon, so leading to fourth, my opinions are my own. So take that for what it's worth. And lastly, any video or audio contained in this video is copyright to its respective owners. With that in mind, please enjoy the video. And if you do enjoy it, please click like and consider subscribing. Thank you. See you in the sky. Good day, everyone, and welcome to SkyWeaver Weekly, Episode 3. Today, we're going to be discussing prisms and keywords. Now, what is a prism? Let's go over and see what it is. So prisms in this game are what I alluded to last episode. They are the equivalent of Hearthstone classes, Legends classes, or a magic color. Now again, we went over last episode when you're dealing with either random or constructed. If you have one prism, you have 20 cards maximum in your deck. If you have two prisms, you have 30 cards maximum in your deck. So what are the prisms? Well, we have strength, which is the first one you're introduced to. Then you have agility, heart, wisdom, and they all have their specialties. So, such as strength, again, it's the first one you are given access to, and yep, there we are. That's its logo, and any card that has that on it is a strength card. Yeah, just that. So strength is the first one you're introduced to, and it is probably the most aggressive prism in the game so far. It is very come out of the gates, hit you in the face, has a lot of removal to be able to get rid of roadblocks. It lacks in card draw, and it lacks in sweepers. It also does have its own effects of hurting yourself in order to gain advantages in the game. So that is the first one you're introduced to. The second one you're introduced to is wisdom. Now, wisdom is a bit more of a controlling. Actually, no, that's not even a bit more. It is a very controlling aspect. It has a lot of cards that can do removal. It has a lot of cards that have defensive capabilities, and it also has a lot of draw power. So mostly what you would expect from a control type class. Third one that you're introduced to is agility. Agility is a little bit on the aggressive side, but it has a little bit more of a mid-range feel to it. So you're kind of merging from a very aggressive to a mid-range to, obviously, I don't know what I'm talking about here, so I'm just running with it. And lastly, and you are going to see this, is heart. Heart is probably one of my favorite prisms in the game. It has a fair number of control factors to it. It has a lot of, I guess you could say, combo pieces. Even though combo doesn't really exist in the game, there are still a few what you would consider combo cards, but it has a very, very mid-range effect. So that said, so there's a scale on the right-hand side, right? I'm looking at it on my right-hand side. I don't know what you were looking at. So, yeah, we have strength is aggro, agility runs into your aggro mid-range, heart is about mid-range into control, and then wisdom, you got control. So when you are combining these prisms, you get some very interesting effects. So like I said, you got strength, which is the first one you're introduced to. Everyone's introduced to an aggro deck when they join a new game. It just seems to be the pattern of the way that it is. Then you're given access to wisdom. So you can go into wisdom, you can start playing a control-y type deck, or you can combine the two for a aggro control type deck. Then you're given access to agility and finally heart, and you get access to the full spectrum of mid-range that's available. Personally, my favorite is Strength Heart. I love the a bit more aggressive mid-control or mid-range with a little bit of control in there. Lately, I've been playing Agility Wisdom, mainly because I want to collect up those cards, and it's very tempo-based kind of quality. I have not tried Agility Heart, so I can't really say what that's like, but it would probably be very, very fun. And yeah, I did try Strength Wisdom. Wasn't really my thing because it's not the kind of player I am, but hey, it might be for you. So now let's go talk about keywords. So what are keywords? Keywords, just like other games, in like Magic, you've got what stuff like Trample, Shroud, Lifelink, Hearthstone, Death Rattle. Like they're cards that are words that are built onto cards that have an effect. So, but before I get to that, I actually want to talk about the two different type of mechanics with regards to your units dying. So first is dusting. So see drag down. Drag down gives target creature -X/-X, where that's the number of dark spells that you have, plus itself. Watch. You look over at the discard pile. You see the vial is the top card. You drag down, nuke that, and it doesn't go. It does not go to the discard. So dusting in the game is essentially or the equivalent of exiling or removing from the game. Very, very distinct thing to note, because there are a lot of cards with death effects, and you want to avoid some of them. Or you want to avoid a lot of them. Speaking of death, here we're going to see a death effect. So here we have Dr. Vial, and when it dies, each player gets 3 vials, and it's a quick little spell. You deal 3 damage to your hero and you get 1 card. But the point is that it dies and you get a generally beneficial effect. There are some negative effects, like I said in when we were talking about Prisms. Strength has a number of cards where you deal, something negative happens in order to get a positive trade-off. One of those is one of my. I loved this card when it was first designed. It's not my favorite card anymore. Rebel Devil is a 3-cost 4/5 with guard. Very powerful, great early strategy. However, when it dies, you lose 1 max mana. So as a trade-off, as you can see, but most death effects have some sort of beneficial, such as card advantage. Now we're going to go into the next one called Inspire. Inspire is probably one of my favorites. What happens with Inspire is when, this is specifically a light deck I built for this. So you see it says Inspire Light. So anytime you cast a light spell, an effect is going to happen. Specialized effect on the card. So you see it got Guard, it got Wither. It got Guard, it got Life, Lifesteal, and Banner. We're going to talk about those in a minute. And this is available for all the other elements, which we'll talk about in a later episode. Or sometimes there's just an Inspire mechanic, and when you play cards, good stuff happens. Now here we have what is called Lifesteal. Now in other games you might note that, like Lifelink in Magic, when the creature deals damage, you gain life. There's a very distinct difference in this game with what Lifesteal does. And actually what I had to do there, I had to take away their guard. Now I'm just going to attack, and then you're going to see I have 26 life. He's going to attack, and yep, there we go, up to 30. Now, the key difference that I was talking about is the fact that if that guard is in place, I can't actually gain any life from Lifesteal. Lifesteal only works if the unit itself, that has Lifesteal itself, is hitting your enemy hero. So that is a clear distinction that you need to understand and make Otherwise, you're going to take that big 4/5 with lifesteal, swing it into that guard, and you're going to think, hey, why didn't I gain 4 life? Well, again, it's because it only works when you hit the enemy hero with it. Next, Ready. Ready is when a card is, it's the equivalent of haste. It's a hasted creature. So we have Hot Dog here. Hot Dog is a great card, by the way. Absolutely fun, loving. It's part of that agility aggression that's out there. So you summon it, and it readies. It gives you a Run Wild. There we go. Run Wild summons a 3-cost card and readies it. So you get to just have. Oh, there we are. I don't even know why I used that clip, but I did. So yeah, when you ready a creature, it means that it is no longer bound by what is commonly known as summoning sickness, or in this game it's called sleeping. So I really don't. Oh, he readied himself. Oh yeah, because of fish. That's right. So yeah. The thing about Ready, however, is it also works as a mechanic where if there's a couple spells in the game, if the unit has already attacked, you can ready it and to be able to attack again. That's a very unique thing. Actually, there's a card called Montage, which will allow your hero to be able to do the same thing. Special note in this, you can actually see in this, and one thing I didn't actually talk about yet, the fact that your hero itself is kind of classified as a unit. You can attack with it, you can boost its strength or its attack power, and you can give it spells, which is something I haven't actually talked about yet, but we'll go. Oh well. Right, so Wither. So Wither is an interesting mechanic. What Wither does is when that unit deals damage, it actually also... Oh, watch this. I love Albane. You note that unicorn, I guess this thing, and how its power went down? That's what Wither does. When Wither, a creature with or unit with Wither, deals damage, it affects both the health and the attack, unlike normal damage, which only affects the health. So when Albane drops, that Pegasus-type creature, its attack went to 0 because it dealt 3 damage to all creatures. Now you might be thinking that this is overpowered. I thought so at first when I first started playing the game. It's not when you compare it to the rest of the way the game is designed. You'll just have to take my word for it. Next is Glory. Glory is... I don't know... I definitely know there's no magic equivalent. I don't know if there's a Hearthstone. In Legends, it's known as Pilfer. So this is when the creature with or unit with Glory makes contact, and you can watch this. Return the top dead card and dead unit to your hand. So dead being from your discard pile, it attacks, and you see... There we go, Sin Stone went back to our hand. So Glory, very similar to Lifesteal, only works when you hit your opponent directly. But every Glory ability is different. It's customized. There's no static, like Glories automatically do this. They are unique. And why? I don't know why I kept playing this. Oh wait, no, this is just looped. Okay, you can see again, Glory return the top dead unit, dead being from your discard pile, and bam! I also see it as a great example of Lifesteal, because I hit him for 2, and I gain 2 life. Right, now Guard. So Guard has those pretty little borders around it, and it changes the actual outside dimensions of the card to have an angular triangle, so you know that that is a Guard. And the thing about Guards is they only protect your character. They don't actually protect the other units. So if you want to attack the character... Oh, sorry, that's not true. So, okay, start again. Guard units need to be attacked before you can hit the enemy character. But as a byproduct, you need to be able to hit the enemy character in order to be able to gain access to stealth characters. The stealth characters stay hidden in the background, and you can't attack them directly unless your opponent has been attacked already. So you can see actually here we have a number of guards. I summoned a bunch of guards. Yeah, and so you have to eliminate and get rid of all of those before you can attack the enemy hero. However, you can attack other units. You are not restricted to not being able to attack other units. So you see that ivy that just dropped? We can technically attack that ivy. And I think I actually do that here. Do I do that? I don't remember. But you can attack the ivy, that creature furthest on the left, without having to go through the guards first. But if you want to hit the hero, you got to go through the guards. And now we're going to talk about Banner. Banner is definitely a unique keyword to this game. And so you can see Songbird right there. If a unit has Banner, it'll actually give your character, like I said, your character's also part of your arsenal of attack and I guess defense really as well. You can't give your character guard, by the way. So yeah, Songbird, it has Banner. Any creature that has Banner gives your character a +1 to attack. So when I play this Songbird, you're going to see my character's attack is going to go from +1, or sorry, from 1 to 2. And there are a bunch of creatures in the game. There are actually even spells in the game that have Banner on it, which will just temporarily, for the turn, give your character a +1 to attack. So, I don't know what my opponent was waiting on. What are we doing? Oh, yeah, okay. He put down a guard. This is gonna suck, but yeah, you see, I'm hovering over the 1 power. And we're gonna play down the Songbird. And I don't know why I looked at that. So there, you can see I went from 1 attack to 2 attack. And now I'm going to take out that unit, and I'm going to take the 4 damage for it. But in the end, I don't know. It's up to you to decide whether or not it was worth it. But there are a lot of cards with Banner, which makes your character a critical part of the playing the game and utilizing what is your life total as a resource. So that goes over most of the a lot of the keywords in the game and the discussion of prisms. So thank you for watching. We'll come back next episode where we'll probably talk about elements and what's going on in the game. Oh, you know what? Actually, a little tidbit before. Let's go back to prisms. Before I leave, and this is closed beta exclusive, there is actually, they are working on I'm not talking about this, a 5th prism, and it's supposed to be called Intellect. What this prism is going to involve, we don't know yet. What its symbol is, we don't know. We do know that some of the cards in the other prisms are going to be shifting over to it. That's kind of the same card pool is going to be available. It's currently at about 330 some odd cards to start, but like I said in an earlier episode, Strength currently has 83 cards in its prism. So that'll probably be reduced in order to be able to give a blanket, even level of cards throughout all the prisms. We don't know when that's going to be implemented, but we know it's coming, and it's going to be a lot of fun to get another class to experiment with, and we're probably going to be seeing a lot of new cards with it. So that being said, there's your little closed beta secret for the day, or week actually, and yeah, I'll see you in the sky. Oh, and if you enjoyed the video, please like and consider subscribing. Have a great day.